What's up, guys? It's your friend, your coach, your business partner, Delano Mccrory. And today I'm taking you guys with me as I make some phone calls and kind of just walk you through my procedure when I'm looking for deals, what I'm saying on the phone, and just how to build that consistency and continue to push through some of the stuff that you might run into. But let's get started and I'll walk you guys through it. Let's go.
Alright. Jeez.
Now, before I actually make any phone calls, one of the things I like to do is make sure that I have all the information that I need on my laptop, pulling up the property, pulling up the realtor's name, pulling up the seller's name, and then also write any notes that I might have on that property. Normally, I do this before the call, probably maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll prep it for the rest of the day. So if I have 20 calls, I'll probably do 2 to 5 minutes each person, and then I'll just walk through what I need to say and what I'm looking for when it comes to that property. The second thing is what I'm looking for on a lot of properties. I'm looking for cash flowing deals that I can make creative offers on. So that means either seller financing, sub to, and if it is a property that I can make a cash offer on, I'm trying to get the best deal that I can to actually make that cash offer. So I'm looking at mainly properties, I'm only looking at multifamily properties that currently cash flow, that have motivated sellers. So either typically it's been on the market for a long time and they're looking to actually get off of it. Most of the time they try to have a lot of equity or a lot of different things that fall into what I'm looking for when I get into that property. Then I'm generally looking within a certain radius. So for me, it's the county that I'm in and the surrounding counties. I'm not going to push anything out of state. I am moving a little bit up north towards Wisconsin area. But besides that, I'm really staying generalized and everything that's really surrounding the counties that I'm in. You can definitely do that too because you have an advantage when you're actually operating in places that you live and areas that you constantly work in because you know the market, you know what the influx is of the people and different things like that that you might not necessarily know investing outside of state. Now, if you're comfortable with doing a lot of research and actually getting your knowledge beforehand, then by all means, you can totally reach out and branch out into other states. So let's get started and let's make a couple of phone calls. So we're about to make our first call. What I like to do is always have a pen and paper so that way I can write down any notes they say in the moment. I can kind of jot down the questions that I have before the actual, during the conversation. Now, here's a pro tip. Always go into the transaction not really wanting to get the property. And I know that sounds backwards and I know it sounds confusing, but it gives you the upper hand if you don't necessarily need that property. Know in your mind that you're going to make 15, 20, 100 more calls that day and tell yourself, hey, I'm going to get this many no's right off the bat. So when I'm making this call, I'm already assuming that he sold this for a cash offer for 100% of the asking price. So that way I go in with more confidence and I'm not nervous or anything because I already know he's already sold it. So that's my tip. You guys can use it. All right, let's get started. Hey, no.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well, man. I didn't hear back from you, so I just wanted to kind of check in.
This is regarding Hinman.
Yes, sir.
Shoot. I know we talked last week. Did I owe you some information?
No, I was. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I apologize if I missed not sending you any information. What were we left leave off at? You were looking for some buildings. You were interested in 643, right?
Yeah. I just was trying to get a good time to pinpoint you to get a call so I can send you another offer. Because remember we had talked about the 10% down.
Yeah, this property is it's under contract at this point. Cash buyer.
Okay.
So he's not looking at doing a 10% down option on this one.
Hey, okay, that's not a problem at all. And was that for both buildings or was that just for the 7 unit?
This is for the 7 unit. I don't believe he's going to take 10% for the 5 unit either.
Okay. So then was he still looking to sell it? Did he already have a contract on that second one as well or what?
The second one, no. We have some showings coming up this Friday,
Okay, and has anything changed as far as like the purchase price and everything like that?
It came down to 1.2.
One
But
point two.
with this one as well, he's not looking to do seller finance where he's holding on to 90% in his note. Unfortunately, I think that's all you're looking primarily for seller finance deals, correct?
Yeah. So again, I think we spoke about it last time. Like I am willing to do like down payments and differently. It all just depends on the deal, and then obviously the due diligence period because sometimes I have to bring in a partner or something like that. But I do mainly buy like seller financing deals. Those are my favorite. That's what I like to operate in mostly. But again, I like to do whatever makes the deal work.
Got it. Yeah, well, yeah, this one specifically, he's looking to cash out of this building as well. Just consolidate. He has more buildings actually located in Chicago, so I
Okay.
figured kind of a bit north for him. So in any case, he's not looking to hold paper of that magnitude. It might be 10% held at some executive that this one specifically. So
Okay.
yeah, keep an eye out. If there's any deals that may work out in with that, then yeah, let you know.
No, definitely, 100%. And then just wanted to get an idea of where he's at. So he's really pretty firm on 10%. That's kind of his comfort level for everything that he owns right now in general.
What do you say by 10%? Because I don't want to put words out there that not the right meaning. So when you say 10%, what do you mean?
So
10% down, am I correct? 10% down, 90% other financing. Is he down for any of that?
yeah, so it would be like 10% down, and then either holding the note for the rest, or is he not interested in holding any
Yeah.
notes in general?
Well, no. He's looking at he's considering holding potentially 10% in the note. So that means that down payment has to be 10 or 20%, whatever the lender needs or wherever you get your money from. And then so if he holds 10% in the note, then that 90% has to come from you and the lender. Or if he holds 15%,
Oh, okay, okay.
that's what he's looking at.
Okay. So I think I had it. I was confused then. So I was assuming that he wanted the earnest money, like the 10% down, but he wants 90% down, and then he would seller finance 10%. If I'm saying that correct, or sorry, 80% down.
Right.
And then
Right. The reason why he's doing that is because the cash flow on his 5 unit building, right now with interest rates where they're at 6-7%, if you're buying a building at a 6 cap, let's call it even a 6 cap, which is about the going average for many buildings out there.
yeah.
You're not going to cash flow that much right off the bat. You're not going to cash flow at all off the bat. You have debt service. So that he did that for another buyer. His financing fell through, but he did that for another buyer so that they can purchase the building for let's call it for all intents and purposes $1 million. At that point, the building is cash flowing at $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Then he held on to the rest, and the seller held second. That was the proposal at a low interest rate, and the interest wouldn't even be due until the maturity of the loan, a 3 or 5 year balloon. And with that, the buyer is able to buy the building initially with a $1 million loan. He had to put down $250,000, and he's paying standard debt service interest on that. And then the other $250,000, let's say, was seller held second, lower interest. And then again, doing 3 or 4 years, so the buyer has time to raise the rents up, raise the value up on the building, cash flow during this whole time, and then pay the seller off. Because in both of these spots, the price per door, the value for that building is already there. It's just a matter of cash flow, and that's why we're doing that. Does that make sense, Mark?
No, 100%, and I get that too, and that's kind of in a similar boat in a different fashion. That's kind of why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it now, because like you mentioned earlier with interest rates and everything like that, and obviously I know too. It also depends on like the equity amount that the sellers and everyone has in that equity, depending on what we do for the deal. So I understand all of that completely. I'm on that line exactly.
Okay, sounds good. But that, let me know if the interest is there. What the offering would be, and then if there's reason to speak further, we definitely can.
Okay, definitely. And I'll keep you in contact, and let me know if you come across anything. And like I said too, like if you come across anything seller financing, I'm your guy. We can make it happen.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right, have a great day.
You too, bye.
So again, too, you got to realize that a lot of these deals and the people that we're talking to sometimes won't understand how you're coming across doing seller financing or how you're making the deal happen. So it's your responsibility to convey that to them. Even if you're doing cash offers, even if you're doing bank loans, you have to convey to a lot of these realtors and sellers about like what you're doing. Okay. So as you can see right there, like they don't always go as you intend, which is okay because we're trying to get better at communication skills, letting them know exactly what we want. And we want to find a great deal, but that's also going to come through repetitions. So this next person that I'm going to call, we are going to be talking to a guy, well, his realtor, who is selling 2 multifamily units and then 11 single family homes. Like I said, I'm mostly into multifamily. That's like my main thing that I want to focus on. But here we have a unique situation where he wants to get rid of everything. So it gives us more power, more leverage to kind of build the offer how we want it to be. So eventually I might just either use those single families as rentals or sell them off to get more cash flow or get more cash and put it into another building or do renovations or something like that. So you can always be very creative with what you're trying to do. So don't be afraid to take on a different challenge or something that's not straight for what you want. It helps you get into what you actually want.
Yep.
Hey, it's Delano.
Hey.
Hey, so I'm putting together these offers for the property that you had on. Hold on. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, I said I'm putting together an offer for the properties that you had on, and then with the 11 homes. I just wanted to know if you had any additional information on the 11 homes, because you sent over everything for the units, but I just wanted to make sure I got my numbers right before I sent over our offers.
In terms of what other information you're looking for?
Just like is there any expenses like the monthly taxes and different things like that? Is there any rehab that needs to be done on any of your properties? And
The
then
only rehab that needs to be done is on 1210 Park.
hold on, let me write that down.
Yeah.
Okay. And then was that like a full gut rehab or just slight work?
Yeah, full rehab.
Say again, sorry.
Full gut rehab. It's already, he already started the rehab.
Okay. And then does he have any equity in these properties, or does he still have like loans on them?
No, he has equity in all.
Okay. And then same for the multifamilies as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And then my next question would be, is he willing to do any like seller carry for these properties?
Not really, but he'll listen to it, I guess.
Okay, perfect. That's pretty much all the information I really needed. I'm gonna try to submit the offers either sometime today or tomorrow.
Alright.
And then go ahead, sorry.
I said, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. And then I'll just give you a ring back sometime then after I submit them to see if you have any questions or anything.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Bye.
So again, you got to realize too, like we're doing more than just talking when it comes to actually being on the phone with these realtors. A lot of these realtors either don't like their job, they aren't proficient in what they are actually doing, and proficient in when it comes to real estate. Now, I'm not saying that as like a dig, and if you're a realtor out there, like I'm not saying that as a dig, you may be different from a lot of realtors. There's a lot of real estate investors who aren't savvy about real estate and don't do their job well. So you have to weed through that. Now, when we're on the phone with this guy, if you could probably tell from his voice is that he was really rushing. He was just trying to get off the phone. And sometimes that can be a really good thing because it gives us an opportunity that means he's really trying to get this deal done, or he's really trying to get off actually having to work or do extra stuff with this. And sometimes that can be a bad thing because that means that he might not be submitting offers that he gets from people. He might not be doing his due diligence. So what I like to try to do is really get that person to give me an opportunity to get on the phone with the actual seller. It's so much power and so much strength doing that. And me not being a realtor, I can negotiate, I can get around different realtors and stuff like that. But it gives you the opportunity to actually see what the struggles and the pain points are for that actual seller. Okay? So let's get ready for another one. Now we're going to do one more for you guys. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to give you an idea of how to actually communicate, how to talk to the realtors, the owners, and people like that when you're actually communicating these deals. Now remember, if you're not in real estate or you're not in investment, you can still take a lot of these principles and apply them to making cold calls for your business or whatever it is that you're doing for your brand. This last call is one that I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to actually buy, but I want to get information on it. I want to see if there's something I can either push towards something that I could actually get, and then see how much I can negotiate and how well I can get it. Because if I can get this deal to actually work, then it might be something we potentially do to build into the portfolio. But it's a pretty vacant building. It's a mixed unit, and there's a lot of issues with it. So I'm going to call the actual realtor and see if we can get any more information on it and see if we can submit something that's going to actually benefit us. And again, remember too, it's all about combining the puzzle pieces to get what you actually want. So that, again, this might not be a building that I'm 100% on, but if it's something that I can get into for a low money and then fix some of the problems, then we can potentially cash flow huge later on. All right, let's get started.
Hey Delano, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. Good to hear from you. How you been?
Yeah, I've been good. It's a crazy well, it was a crazy summer, but starting to wind down hopefully.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like I've been going 1,000 miles an hour, but it's been nice the last week. I feel like people have kind of been taking it a bit easy, but kind of preparing for the worst when everybody's back on board.
100%. You described my summer exactly.
Yeah, that's good. Well, good to hear you're doing well.
Yeah. I just had a couple questions because I was looking over the property you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was looking like there was some. I was confused when I was looking at the rent roll about the actual, like, what's the percentage that is occupied currently?
Yeah, so just a little bit of background, I think I told you. So we're doing this on behalf of the receiver and the lender. Gotcha. There's a few things that we're a bit fuzzy on, but my understanding is that there's only a few residential tenants in there, and then I believe the retail is vacant.
Okay, gotcha. So retail vacant, and then there's just a few renters.
Yeah, so I mean, you should just be looking at this as almost a blank slate.
That's what I was thinking, because again, I was like shopping it out to some of the banks that I work with, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna actually like give me a loan on this or anything. So I was trying to see like what was the money that he really needed, and there a possibility to do like a carry, but then you said the lender's holding this, so I don't think there's an actual owner, right? Is it a property management company or something?
Yeah, so they have a property management company in place right now, and yeah, so it's lender controlled, just because obviously the property wasn't performing. But yeah, I mean, you almost need to look at it as, I wouldn't say quite a development deal, because obviously it's occupancy ready, but
yeah.
It's going to need probably at least $20K a door.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously you can stabilize it, and it's going to be worth more than $70K, but that's kind of just what needs to be done to it.
Okay. Yeah, because this was definitely a unique one for me too. So I was like reaching out a lot of my mentors. I'm like, hey, have you guys ever done anything like this one? Because this will be a whole new ball game for me on this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference. Obviously, you can make it as nice as you want to, or you can try to just stabilize it as is. But obviously, that's going to take a lot of leasing efforts. So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely a higher risk property than some of these other stabilized deals.
Yeah, so I'm not, again, too, I agree with you 100%, and I'm not opposed to it at all. I just know it's probably going to take a couple of partners with me. So that's why I was just trying to get a little bit more on it before I like presented them with something. And that's why I wanted to see what the lenders were doing, because I don't know if it was held by a bank. I've never done any like seller financing with a bank before. So I didn't know if they were looking to carry note or just straight up cash out, because I think you said it was about $800K as a whole, right? That's everything, right?
Yeah, I think that's generally what they're looking for, 800 to 900 grand. I mean, obviously they've lent on the deal before, and you know, maybe there is a world where they stay in the deal. I don't know. We haven't gone down that route yet. We've been just trying to get a traditional sale done, but definitely possible to work out some sort of financing option with them, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And again, too, like I'll put together something, and then like I'm trusting you. So if you're like, hey, yeah, these guys aren't going for it, don't worry about it, then I'll just dip out. But I at least wanted to try putting my hand on something here, because it does, like, I love puzzle pieces and I love putting stuff together. So it was like, if we could get it to work, that would be great.
For sure. Yeah, you know what? Next time we talk to them, I'll let them know that you were wondering if there's a world they would stay in the deal.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And then we talked about it before too. Like really, I'm really pushing for like equity positions and a lot of this stuff. So I try to be as creative as I can with the seller financing and really try to get either, I guess, the lender or the owner what they want in those scenarios. So if you ever come across anything like that, let me be your first guy.
For sure. Yeah. No, we haven't seen any deals this size in a little while. We have a good relationship with KeyBank, who's the receiver here. We've done a couple other large deals with them recently, and this was one they got put in place too. So here we are. But yeah, I haven't had anything in a while. But yeah, definitely keep you in mind.
No, for sure. And I'm always looking to build like relationships with banks. So if this pans to work out, it'll probably be a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let me talk with Tyler on my team, and then touch base with the sellers as well. And I'll try to get that vetted out.
For sure, yeah. And then if you have any questions or something I need to explain more, I can definitely do that on my end, and then just kind of clear up whatever like muddy water there is.
Okay.
I did have go ahead.
No, I just said that sounds like a plan. What were you gonna say? And
I did have one last question too, because do you remember that deal that we first connected on? Did you ever hear anything back from the seller? I think it was a 12 unit, and it was a mixed building as well, a mixed use building.
Yeah, that one kind of bummed me out. We ran a pretty good process. Didn't hear from them in a while. For a while, they were gonna bump rents and sell it this summer, and then he ended up selling it to one of his buddies. So
of course, it always happens that way.
Very unfortunate for us as the broker. So
no, and I'm right there with you, because that one felt like the one that got away as well.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's a nice deal. But hopefully the next person's running it well. How about that?
Yeah.
Wish them the best. So anyway, it is what it is.
No, 100%.
So all right, I'll be in touch, but appreciate your interest in reaching back out.
No, for sure, and I'll do some more work on my back end. Reach out to some of our partners and see if we can, if they have some more leverage that we can pull, maybe actually get this thing done.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
All right, man. Have a great day, and thanks for talking.
You as well. See ya. Bye.
Bye. Okay. I actually love this a lot, because in just these 3 calls, we kind of learned a lot about the different progressions of brokers and realtors and different things that we saw throughout those calls. For example, for this one, the biggest lesson here is that we really are trying to actually build rapport, build relationships, and actually build connections with these brokers that are doing like a great job and that actually have deals that are going to come to us. Even if we have 10 deals that they never do, how do we treat them? How do we communicate with them so that way we can get a deal later on when they do have something? And also, we want to be a constant reminder in their brains and in their mind when they're doing their work. So for example, this guy, I reached out to him about a year ago, and every here's another tip. Every holiday, every birthday, and every small event that we can reach out to that person and just remind them that, hey, I'm still doing deals, I'm still in the business, I'm trying to actually help you get stuff done. It's a give and take, and that's how you ultimately push to actually start getting your properties done. Now, it's going to be a lot of work to do that in the beginning because you have to constantly keep up with stuff and try to run your numbers and do all this extra stuff. It's going to be a lot on your shoulders, but as you grow and as you build out a team, it becomes easier and easier to produce it and keep going. So guys, that's the end of the video today. If you guys have any comments or you think I left something out, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them. Also follow the social media, ask questions there, and you guys will see more about like what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. As always, let's get together, let's work, let's do some business. I want to buy stuff from you guys. I want to buy multifamily. If you have it and you want to sell it to me, let me know. I'll be the buyer for you guys. And as always,